I, 24 female. Think my brother, 20 male, is stealing my underwear and I don't know what to do. Too long did not read. My brother has tried to secretly invade my privacy when he was a child and I caught him multiple times. I forgave him since he was young. Now that my underwear is missing I feel like it might be him again. I noticed one of my black pairs of underwear went missing, but I had brushed it off at the time. Today I noticed another pair I haven't seen in a while and I looked everywhere but it was gone. I do my own laundry so there's no way it could have gotten confused with anyone else. I suspect my brother because when he was maybe 7 or 8 years old he would invade my privacy. I had found a secret camera in my room and I saw he had set it up and ran away. After I had gotten out of the shower I saw a small mouth mirror being held under the door so he could try to see me naked. I also set my underwear drawer a specific way and checked it again later on. The door was closed differently than how I had set it up so I knew he was going through it. I had confronted him about it all those times, and he would always cry and say he never did anything even though I had obvious proof. I had chosen to forget it and move on since he was so young. Now I'm furious and seriously upset. He is an adult now and should know better. We have grown really close since then and I consider him one of my best friends. I even have a tattoo for him. There was never any weird or creepy behavior after those events. Surely there is no way he had forgotten about those incidents in the past. So I'm so confused as to why he would try to pull that again as an adult. I feel extremely violated and hurt. I don't know what to do now. I can't get a lock on my door as I know my parents will not allow it. I don't want to ruin our relationship forever, but at the same time I feel like I can't look at him the same way anymore because there is no more trust. I don't even want to address it but I want him to stop. What should I do? Camera. Leave out clothes as bait just to really see something. You're 24. If you're not even allowed to get a lock for your bedroom door, I would say it's time to start looking for your own place to live. Could be your brother, or maybe someone else in your house. Put a note in your underwear drawer that it would absolutely break your heart if he broke your trust and relationship. I think before you address it you need to make 100% sure. I thought this of one of my old roommates and then found out later it was a pet. But once I went out and said something to them it damaged our relationship and then once I found out it wasn't him sure I can apologize but I've already broken the trust by accusing him on no proof. Ever since then I've tried to look at all reasonable possibilities instead of jumping to assumptions. Perhaps get it on camera or even leaving bait and seeing if it works. I'm sorry but people telling you to put notes or to talk to him. Have you missed the part where he did some pretty predatory things in the past already? If talking to him didn't work then why do you think it will work now? Dude needs psychological help, what he's doing is fucked up. How soon is it possible for you to move out from your parents' house? Not at all blaming you, I'm just curious if you told your parents about the camera, and if not, why haven't you? If your parents can't protect you from this pervert, you need to seek help from other adults. My fear is that he will escalate and he will hurt you if you trust him too much. Put him at a distance, try to check his room for your missing articles, and keep record of everything that happens. What he says, how he reacts to things, etc. If you can't get a door lock, look into door jammers, the ones people use in hotels on vacations, so you can at least sleep safely at night. My niece, 16F, just showed me proof that her mom, 40s, is having an affair. My teenaged niece called me in a panic today and asked me to pick her up to go for a car ride and have a chat. Her mom is my sister, and we come from a large close-knit family, so my niece has always felt like the younger sister I never had. We have often gone out for life advice car rides, so this wasn't totally unusual for us. I never suspected that she would show me photos of explicit text messages between my sister and my brother's childhood friend. This is some serious family-breaking shit, and I am absolutely shocked to see that these two married individuals with families, that we know well, have gotten tied up in an affair together. Turns out my niece noticed her mom lied about her work hours last week, saying there was a special event and she would need to stay late at the office a few days. Her grandmother had called and was confused why her mom was gone, saying, "I spoke with her this morning and she said she was off by lunch today." When my niece asked where she had been, she was apparently dodgy and said she had managed to leave work early and went to dinner with some friends. Apparently she came home late with gifts and, looking really nice, for 3 nights in a row. So my niece decided to snoop around her mom's phone to see what she had been up to. She did not expect to find what she did, but she did. And now I know too. What the hell do we do now? This is a loaded gun and I have no idea how to approach this situation. I think I am still in shock. Advice appreciated. Edit. Wow, there has been a lot of feedback overnight. Thanks for the different perspectives. I'm going to talk to my niece again to make sure I prioritize supporting her because that seems most important, and we'll be confronting this together at some point over the weekend. Wish us luck. Face with cold sweat. The consequences of your sister's actions have caught up with her and unfortunately her own daughter is the catalyst. I'd say let your sister know. But also keep reassuring your niece to let her know that no matter what happens, she's not at fault. Okay op. The reason why your niece came to you is because she trusts you. Ensure her that no matter what happens, this isn't her fault and that it's her mother's alone. Then after your initial shock has waned off, contact your sister's husband and tell him about it. Make sure that you keep your niece's name out of it. Tell her that you found out on your own. Then make sure that the kid gets therapy. If her father is kept in the dark, your niece won't forgive herself and it can lead to future problems. Tell your sister that the two of you are having a girls' night and staying at a hotel. Make sure she understands that shit is about to get real and then hash it out with her and tell her she needs to come clean and deal with it. You inform the spouses. It's not your call to shelter them from this. You will lose your brother if he finds out you knew about it and didn't tell him. Take your niece to your home and invite both of the betrayed spouses to lunch or dinner and inform them. Let them handle their problem. They might need to collect evidence for their divorce lawyers. Sit with your shock until it has passed. Worst thing you can do is to rush into when you're by definition in an emotional and thus illogical state of mind. Then talk to your niece about what she thinks and feels about her mom's affair. Listen. Try not to give advice. She'll likely say something along the lines of her not wanting to destroy her parents' marriage by telling her dad. Check your impulse to say that she won't be the person you destroy it. Communicate to her that you'll have her back either way. Exposing your sister is the first goal. Tell the husband cause he needs to know the truth and then confront her. My girlfriend stays very late at a male colleague's when I'm not home. Not the first time. Update. I confronted her about it today. There was little doubt in my mind that something transpired and my suspicions were confirmed. After hours of talking and her crying and pleading, she finally admitted to the fact that she slept with this guy twice. I really cared for this girl and I never thought things would turn out this way. There were truly no signs of infidelity or shady behavior whatsoever in our time together. But none of that matters since I can no longer trust her. Anyways, I've called everything off and I've told her that we are breaking up. Thanks to all the commenters for clearing things up for me. I just kept grilling her about it until the truth came out and a lot of the posts here made me see that's what I needed to do. I don't think there's a way back for me. She betrayed my trust and it's just heartbreaking. Fuck. What now? It's going to be a long process to get over it. 4 years of my life. This girl. Any advice is appreciated. Original post. I, M29, have been in a relationship with my girlfriend, F28, for over 4 years now. We've known each other for 4.5 years and we've been living together for over 2 years. She was more serious about our relationship before I was and her timeline to get married was earlier than mine, but she accommodated and agreed to move in together before we got too serious about that. Now, 4 years on, after going through COVID, multiple tea-givings, Xmasses, etc. spent with each other's families, I was confident that she was the right one for me and have been planning to propose in the near future. Which she is aware of. We've both been fully committed to the relationship and she had never done anything for me to question her faithfulness, loyalty over the course of our relationship. Now, a little over a month ago, she went to an NBA game with 2 colleagues, corporate floor seats, very nice. She got very drunk, unlike her, and appears to have had a great time. She ended up going to one of her colleagues' apartments, let's call him Luke, which is in UWS, let's say. Single guy, same age. She got home very late, around 2 a.m. At the time, I had no reason to really question it because they were out at a company thing, linked up with his roommates and hung out. Had a good time afterwards, which is fine, but I had to mentally flag it because it was unusual for her to do that. She's usually an early drinks, home by 9 p.m. kinda girl if she is out. The same thing happened 2 weeks after that, this time a different colleague, F. But in the same neighborhood, and they were out a bit late and hung out at her colleagues. I noted her location on iPhone Find My Friends and it was UWS. I screenshot the location. Here I got a bit suspicious and I gave her a call around 1 a.m. asking where she was. She picks up the 3rd time. And asked why I was asking, said I was being controlling, etc. and then gave me the details of what happened, which sounded a bit too convenient, so I questioned it extensively without being overtly accusatory. I didn't push too much and gave her the benefit of the doubt, given that I thought she would be capable of doing something like that. Our resolution is that she tells me she won't be out that late again, since it's not great safety-wise as well. Come last night, I'm in LA traveling for work. First day I'm not home. We're both busy work but check in on each other over text. I don't hear from her in the evening. It's a bit late at 12:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time at this point, and I text to no response for 15 minutes. I assume she's sleeping and I check her location on Find My Friends. She's not home, she's in the UWS. I check my screenshot of the location from the last time and find that it's the same place from when she said she was with her female colleague. I call her. She picks up the third call. I ask if she is home. She doesn't say. She just says she's a little drunk after being out with colleagues, but makes it sound like she's either on her way or home already without saying those words. I pretend that a friend of mine saw her with someone in the UWS and I was calling her to ask what she was doing. Now she says that she's in the UWS and at Luke's apartment again. Now I tell her how sketchy that sounds, the fact that 1. She didn't pick up her phone or respond to texts immediately. 2. I'm out of town and she's not home and didn't care to tell me she would be out. 3. It's at the same location as her female colleagues, but now it's Luke's apt all of a sudden. We're on the phone until 2 a.m. I don't bring up the inconsistency with the second colleague's apartment cause I'm still using the "my friend saw you" excuse for calling. She says that she's not doing anything and just hanging out after drinks with colleagues. But it's just them two. Well, fuck that. Anyways, it's beyond a doubt in my mind that this is very suspicious behavior and I'm questioning everything at this point. To compound things, our sex life hasn't been great lately, but we have a very strong partnership and love each other, which I don't doubt. I won't stand for any betrayal of trust and I'm thinking about stalling, if not ending my plans to propose. It complicates matters that we live together. Obviously I'll talk to her more when I'm home before all that. But tell me what you would think to do if you were in my shoes, thanks. Too long did not read. GF, soon-to-be fiancé, is at a colleague's apartment very late on 3 separate nights. Seems to have lied about which colleague on the second night. Third night, latest, is when I'm traveling, not home, we live together. I know it's suspicious. What would you do in my shoes? Between you and her coworker, the appropriate word is, our girlfriend. You need to sort this out with Luke's GF. If she's lying about going to Luke's and is alone with him, I'd definitely be concerned. If she's got nothing to hide, why hide it? That's because she's seeking out attention from this dude. I don't know if she's cheating, but she's not being respectful of her relationship with you. The expectations you have from her that you listed are not high and are pretty basic in a healthy relationship. You are not controlling. You just want her to be honest and be faithful. She's crossing boundaries and putting the blame on you. That is not grounds for a healthy marriage. If I were in your shoes, I'd at least delay proposing and work through this before proceeding, or just call it off, as she's displaying what she might do if your marriage gets a little rocky. You have just described a relationship that has drifted apart. She is lying and hanging out alone with another guy. Once the trust is no longer there, the relationship is doomed. She's cheating. And if she ain't cheating, she's lying. Both breakup-worthy offenses. Pack your things, my friend, she's already got one foot out the door. The gut doesn't usually lie, my man. Unless you have past relationships with cheaters and unresolved issues. Wife has double standard to our mothers visiting our 2-month-old son. We are new parents with a 2-month-old son. My wife's parents just recently moved a few states away, but her mom is down about a week out of each month to visit. My mom lives about 30 minutes away, and I feel that my wife has a double standard when it comes to my mom spending time with our son. I have no problem with either grandparent visiting as much as they would like, as I want all of our family to be close. My mother sees him approximately 2 hours per week, and my wife still complains that it's too much. My wife's mother has had a total of 10 overnights at our house with our baby, and my mother has had 0. Again, I have no problem with her mother visiting as often as she wants. But I am not sure why my wife is being this way. Any advice would be helpful. Tia. Edit. The overnight stay is in reference to her babysitting one night while we're away. She, my mom, does not ask to sleep over. Both moms are very helpful when they are here, and the only entertainment they need is their grandson. Neither are overbearing with advice. They are both wonderful grandmothers. When your mom comes, are you the one entertaining her? Sitting with her and the baby while she spends quality time? Or is it up to your wife to host her? Hosting her mom is probably easier, less stressful, more comfortable for her than hosting her mill. Is your mom overbearing and offering too much advice or criticism? How was their relationship before the baby? There seems to be a lot of missing info. Why don't you suggest taking the baby for a few hours and hanging out with your mum and bub? And your wife can go have some alone time, get a massage, whatever she wants. To me, my mum is my mum, my mill is, however lovely, a guest I need to host. Take the pressure of hosting out of the equation. You and your mum can have a day together with your baby and your wife can have a break. Why would your mother stay overnight if she lives 30 minutes away? When my mother visited, when my children were small, she'd put a load of washing on the line, peel potatoes, water my garden. When my mill visited, she expected to be entertained and was most indignant if asked to do a chore. Are you sure they get on well? My mill would wipe her hand on my skirting boards when she arrived at my house, and tell me her son shouldn't have to live like this. If there was dust after she did that, he could use a mop. No way on this earth did I want my mill there. As little as possible. If she's there, you be there too so your wife doesn't have to entertain her. I guess this has to do with trust. Your wife trusts her mother. She's known her whole life, after all. She has seen how her mother was with her when she was a kid. But your mother is someone she hasn't known for that long. She probably has never seen how your mother's parenting style is. Mothers of newborns, especially if it's the first child, can be very protective, and with only 2 months after birth, that's understandable. The double standard totally sucks, but my suspicion is that she is overprotective of her baby and, if possible, only wants people she trusts 1,000,000% to interact with him. I'm not saying that that's healthy, but I don't think this is unheard of. There is a double standard. That's her mother. Your wife has just gone through childbirth and is still healing and will be for a while. She needs her mother. Her mother can help her, comfort her and give her trusted advice. Your mother isn't the same to her. You need to respect that.